Following the defeat of Moro, the Super Dragon Balls were used by Beerus and Champa. But summoning Super Shenron set off an old villain, one who's been searching for the Super Dragon Balls for a long time, but has had no way to actually find them. Although, Lord Slug may now have a way to find the Super Dragon Balls. Will he be successful though? And if he is, what is his plan with them? We'll be seeing that and more in this part 13 of What If Universe 6 and 7 were merged. A whole year passes following the Moro arc. Pretty much everything has gone back to normal, thanks to the wish from the Super Dragon Balls. All the prisoners were actually brought back by that wish too, which Beerus and Champa didn't realize when they made it, but it doesn't matter because the Galactic Patrol is still around. Everyone that was freed by Moro is brought back to the prison. The prisoners are kinda surprised that Moro lost, and kinda terrified to see that the Galactic Patrol is linked with the Gods of Destruction somehow. Also, the fact that the Gods of Destruction exist and aren't just rumors. Same with the Super Dragon Balls as well. But rumors still spread around the prison. Cabba's taunted by two of the inmates one day. Well, one of them because he's the only one who can actually speak normally. They did escape before thanks to Moro's wish, and they overheard some things from him because they were pretty close to his cell, and some of the higher-ups in his temporary group. Prisoners named Botamo and MERGED. Botamo wonders if anyone else is going to seek out the Super Dragon Balls now, since they're basically confirmed to be real at this point, and Cabba says they're not going to get any time soon. But Botamo says he should be worried about anyone else out in the universe that's looking to get them. There's people like Moro that probably will want to get them eventually. If Moro actually did succeed with his plans, he probably would have gathered the Super Dragon Balls himself too. They have heard tales of other strong people out there. Villains that the Galactic Patrol has never hunted down, mainly due to them being so hard to find and probably not even existing. Cabba asks what they're referring to, but they say they're not going to tell him. Besides, they're only rumors anyways. They spoke too much because they don't really want to give any info to a Galactic Patrolman, but they just tell him to keep his eyes peeled. They might have another surprise coming to them soon. This does make Cabba think a lot about it. He never realized that the fact that the Super Dragon Balls were used means that other people might know about them now. He regroups with his fellow colleagues too. Shaco thinks it's nothing to worry about. There's no way that anyone's going to be able to get them. Even Moro wasn't able to. And Khalifa says if anything, they should just get them for themselves, just to make sure nobody used them, of course. But Mary says it's better to leave them alone. Besides, Beerus and Champa are obviously aware of them, and if anything were to happen, they'd probably be able to intervene. They would need someone stronger than those two to come in and get them, which is impossible, not even Moro surpassed them. But Khalifa butts in and says that one day, she probably will surpass them. Her and Vegeta have been working towards the same power that they have anyways. Who cares if they can use Hakai's? Khalifa can now too. And even Cabba has his own thing now. She says those Gods of Destruction better watch out. The Saiyans aren't something to be underestimated. That doesn't even include Kale and Broly, since those two are getting a better control in their power as well. Goku and Vegeta are back alone on Beerus' planet for the time being, since Cabba and Khalifa do have some work to do with the Galactic Patrol at the moment. The two get ready for a brand new battle. Vegeta powers up into a new purple-haired form. This year of training has really paid off. He now has access to a form that he calls Ultra Ego, but Goku powers up into his own form in response, now having some access to Ultra Instinct, although he has a long way to go with it. Training with Gohan and Whis really helped here. Of course, Cabba was involved too. He really wishes those two were here right now. A battle with 4 people with their powers would be pretty fun. And they're interrupted by something strange. The Oracle Fish is going on a rampage. Well, as much of a rampage as a fish can go on. He's freaking out for some reason, saying that there's going to be a mortal surpassing the gods rising up soon. They're able to silence the Oracle Fish, and Whis thinks it's nothing. But Goku jokes, maybe that means they're going to surpass Beerus and Champa one day. But Beerus tells him not to get too cocky. Sure, they might get close, but that's probably going to take a couple decades at the very least. Maybe centuries. And as far as he knows, that's beyond a Saiyan's lifespan anyways. Well, maybe it's Piccolo or Gohan or something. Maybe Hit or Granola. But Beerus doubts it. He doesn't think the Oracle Fish is right this time. With their immense power, there's no way that anyone can surpass them. And if that were to happen, they would have been aware of that person by now. Ah well, Goku does believe that it's going to happen. The Oracle Fish has to mean something by that, right? On Earth, Gohan and Piccolo are fighting against Broly and Kale. They have full control over their Berserk forms now. So it's not really fair to call it Berserk anymore. Piccolo's combined the awesome techniques of Ultra Instinct with his orange form, while Gohan simply uses a white-haired Ultra Instinct transformation. Piccolo finds it incredible how different their powers are. Their strength from Ultra Instinct originates from calmness, but Broly and Kale's power comes from anger, and it seems like it's going to stay that way for a while too. He wonders if they'll ever get anything else, but Gohan says it's better to just practice the basics at the moment. They're not average Saiyans. They take a breather after their battle, but Piccolo then has a weird expression on his face, grabbing onto his head, almost as if it's in pain. Gohan asks what's wrong, but Piccolo closes his eyes. He sees a vision again. Saunel, Pirna, and Nail appear once more. Why are there Namekians in his mind talking to him again? He only sees this during meditation. What are they doing? They tell Piccolo to focus, warning him of a threat. And Piccolo has no clue what they're talking about. He hasn't sensed anything. But he tries to focus as much as he can, trying to sense anything in the entire universe that might be bad. This has never happened to him before. They've never warned him about a threat. But as he focuses, he does feel something, very subtle, but it's there. An evil presence, far away. And he can't tell where it is because it's so far. But nearby it, he senses other familiar powers. That key that he senses, it's Granola. Something's coming towards his planet. It's a calm day on planet Cereal, with Granola once again enjoying the peace here. A ship lands nearby. It's hit. He just got back from another job. He's surprised Frost and Frieza's army are still out there. They're very few and far in between right now, but he's amazed that their influence still lasts to this day. But he feels something strange, looking up in the sky. Granola and Minato sense it too. Oatmeal calls out that something's approaching. It's a ship, and there's only one energy on it. Granola could feel the ominous key within it. Is this some new threat? And it doesn't seem to be related to Frieza or Frost because the ship looks completely different. And this power actually feels strong, unlike their random soldiers. Of course, they immediately fly over towards the ship. On the front and the back of the ship, 2 ramps open. A man steps up to the front, and they could instantly tell he's the Namekian. Well, he kind of expected these 2 to be here. The man doesn't even introduce himself. He says he'll give them a choice. They could play this easy or they could play this tough. Give him the Dragon Balls, or he'll have to find them by force. The Dragon Balls? How does he know about that, and why is he here for them? Well, he gave them a chance. Looks like they're not going to give them up that easily, which he kind of expected too. He tells them it doesn't matter though. Either way, he'll get the Dragon Balls for himself and then destroy them. Quickly, he powers up. He holds nothing back. The entire planet shakes. Everyone is knocked back. And instinctively, Granola and Hit stop time, just to observe what's going on. But amidst the stop time, they see something that terrifies them. This Namekian is transformed. And his transformation, it looks like Orange Piccolo. But what freaks them out even more is how he moves. While time is stopped, his eyes dart towards them, and a terrifying grin appears on his face. He then slowly turns his body, and then is able to fully move around. Time starts flowing again. He says that's a pretty interesting trick, but it looks like that's probably part of his arsenal too, and he didn't even realize it. He's gone around the entire Megaverse, getting any sets of Dragon Balls that he can get his hands on, quickly and efficiently destroying them after the fact. And all these sets of Dragon Balls, they've granted him knowledge, power, pretty much everything that he needs, but it's still not enough. No set was strong enough to show him where the Super Dragon Balls were, and no set was strong enough to give him the same powers that the Super Dragon Balls would be able to give him. Every random planet that a Namekian is on, he wants to go to all of them, make sure that there's no Dragon Balls left, and then go get the Super Dragon Balls. And he has just 3 more on his list: Planet Cereal, Planet Earth, and then finally Planet Namek. There won't be any Dragon Balls opposing him anymore, and that day might come sooner rather than later. By his own calculations, the Super Dragon Balls should almost be ready to return. He already has a way to track them down, and his main goal will be to gather them as quickly as possible. He has the speed, power, and abilities to get them quickly, and getting rid of any other Dragon Balls ensures that nobody will stand in his way. He doubts they'd be able to do anything, but it's a good plan just in case. Hit and Granola attack Lord Slug together, and somehow, he's able to use the same time-stopping abilities. And Granola wonders, did he make a similar wish to him? Is that how he got these powers? One of Slug's wishes granted him the knowledge of all the strong people in the universe. He's made wishes to unlock his potential too, and of course he has his eternal youth. And he does tell Granola, at one point he made the same wish as him, the wish to be the strongest in the universe, although that was about a year ago. So, things might have changed. But it won't matter. Once he gets his hand on the Super Dragon Balls, it'll all be over. He just needs to tie up these loose ends before he gets them. And he holds them off pretty well, but amidst their battle, they notice the sky turns dark. Lord Slug starts glowing too, and then the sky returns to normal. His power increases once more. It was kind of an unnecessary wish, but it would be a shame to let a wish go to waste before he destroys the dragon. And he's surprised they didn't notice. But when he exited his ship, Slug split himself into 3, with his 2 clones going to find the 2 Dragon Balls. They summoned Taranbo, wishing for him to be the strongest in the universe once more. And immediately after, they killed Taranbo too. He didn't know if it would work, but his clones did seem to be covert enough. Time then stops once more. Granola and Hit are of course able to move here, but Slug is faster. He moves in front of them. It seems instant, but it's faster than that. What is the speed that he has? Each of his arms punctured through Hit and Granola, with time resuming. Just like he thought, this new power is pretty great. But again, doesn't really matter. Soon enough, the Super Dragon Balls will give him even more power. He tells Granola and Hit it's a shame they won't get to see him once he becomes their new cosmic ruler. But at least they were lucky enough to get a glimpse of him. And Slug then senses something moving nearby. Oh yeah, he almost forgot. He casually lifts up a single finger, with an incredibly powerful blast coming out of it. Granola hears Minato yell out, but it's already too late. Granola weakly turns around, watching as Minato is incinerated by the blast. He tries using all of his strength to crawl over to Minato, but Slug tells him it's no use. There's nothing left of him. Slug turns back around and walks towards his ship. Time briefly stops again, and he feels Hit grabbing onto his ankle, and he feels something poke him there. He grabs Hit's arm and crushes it. He has a poison needle on him. Did he really think that would do anything to him? He then lifts a foot up in the air, and then stomps on Hit, planting him to the ground and knocking him unconscious. He lifts up 2 fingers and forms a small ball in it, planting it into the ground. Well, that's all the use that Planet Cereal will have for him. His ship departs. Granola makes it over to where Minato once was, and he finds nothing there. And the planet starts rumbling. The ground starts cracking. What the hell just happened? Not long after, Hit regains consciousness. He's partially healed, but he has bandages on him. And as he looks around, he realizes he's on Granola's spaceship. He looks out the window and sees the remains of Planet Cereal. Granola's looking out the window, completely frozen still. Hit wants to know what happened, and Granola can't even say anything. That guy, he just destroyed it. Everyone's dead. He was lucky enough to have enough strength to crawl back to the ship. Bringing Hit aboard, there was a single Senzu bean on there that they got from Goku before. He split it into 2, and that kind of healed their wounds, but they still have a long way to go. Had it not been for that, they would have died. They're lucky they even escaped here. But Monaido and all the inhabitants of planet Cereal, they're dead. The Dragon Balls there are gone too. Everything he's worked to protect, it's all gone. He clenches his fist. He turns to hit. Granola doesn't care what happens to himself. No matter what, he's going to kill that guy. He's going to find that Namekian, and he will pay for what he did. To think once more, he's on the path of vengeance. He never wanted to have this feeling again, but it's back, and even worse than before. But Hit says he's gonna join. This guy is clearly a threat to everyone. If he just destroys things randomly, who knows what's gonna be next? And he's gonna get the Super Dragon Balls maybe. Is that even possible? And the fact that he chose today to attack. He was laying low until the Super Dragon Balls came back, which is why he's going around today and eliminating everything beforehand. He's gonna get the Super Dragon Balls and power himself up somehow. And by destroying every other set of Dragon Balls, he gets rid of any opposition. Meaning that once he kills someone, they're gonna stay dead for good. There's gonna be no way for them to be revived. That's why he's destroying everything. They need to do whatever they can to help. Back on Earth, a new threat has recently awakened. A loose end from the android saga. It's an android called Cell, aiming to be perfect, and he has the DNA of all these great fighters here, including Hit and Granola. But unluckily for him, he's easily defeated by Broly and Kale. This is a good first test of their power. Even in his imperfect state, this Cell was pretty strong. And Gohan and Piccolo are pretty impressed. They didn't expect that threat to appear in the first place, and the fact that those two defeated him with ease, it shows that they've really grown. Especially because the android probably had all of their powers too. Imagine if he became perfect. How bad would that be? But it looks like they don't have to worry about him. Earth has been peaceful for a while, and there's no way that anyone else is going to come here and attack them. Well, hopefully at least. Gohan hears a voice in his head. It's Cabba. He tells them to all come to the Galactic Patrol immediately. He's heard about some threat from Hidden Granola, and it sounds very serious. They need to take action ASAP. Piccolo, Gohan, Kale, and Broly get on a ship, going towards the nearest base. And when they get there, they see that Goku and Vegeta are there as well. And Hit and Granola are going to arrive shortly. Cabba says some weird things have been going on. Apparently some Namekian attacked planet Cereal. It's destroyed. Granola and Hit barely made it out of there. And apparently this guy might be after the Super Dragon Balls. He also mentions the Galactic Patrol scientists have detected weird movements in space. Ever since Moro died, they've been extra diligent, especially since the prisoners remembered everything, so they knew that other people probably knew about the Super Dragon Balls too. Their lead scientist, Dr. Rhoda, actually had noticed some peculiar things. He's their most brilliant mind. He's the same one who actually helped save Goku from the heart virus, and he's a genius in every aspect. He briefs everyone too. They've detected strange signatures in space. And the weird thing is, this has only started happening today. Planet-sized structures have been moving. And it's not normal planet movement, it's something impossible, almost like they're being moved by someone. Who's strong enough to move planets and how? There's probably not even a technology that could do that. But what's worse is once he noticed this, they looked into it more. The planets give off a strange energy, almost similar to the Dragon Balls on Earth. Likely they're Super Dragon Balls, the ones that are about to return to functionality soon. And this immediately clicks with Piccolo. Wait, they said it was a Namekian. Do they know the name of him? They say they're not sure, but Granola did mention. When the guy left the planet, he said something about Lord Slug dominating the universe soon. Lord Slug? So that must be him. Apparently he's going to go after the Dragon Balls that are left in the universe, which means Earth and Namek are at risk, the last two planets with Dragon Balls left. Piccolo immediately says they need to split up. He'll station himself on Namek, while another group will go to Earth. Hit and Granola suddenly arrive too, with Granola still fuming. He wants to take action immediately, but Piccolo tells him not to be too rash. They do need to act right away, but they still need to be cautious. But Granola explodes and tells him that they need to go now. And Piccolo says that's what they were planning to do, but he's not surprised that Granola is so agitated right now. And Hit still can't believe what's going on. This is way beyond him. But he tells Piccolo whatever he needs to defeat Lord Slug, he'll help. And Mary says that it seems that Piccolo knows a little bit about this guy, and he explains how he doesn't know. But he didn't expect Lord Slug to actually be a threat soon. He thought it was just a random tale that the Namekians told him. And for that reason, they decide Piccolo's going to lead them on what to do. Gohan, Piccolo, Broly, Kale, and Granola will go to Namek, while Goku, Vegeta, Cabba, Caulifla, and Hit will go to Earth. These groups will know how to best fight with each other, and each group has a person that can control time. Although, they don't know how much it'll help considering that Slug can do the same thing. Thankfully, their ships are pretty quick. Earth was already close by, and getting to Namek only takes about an hour or two. Especially after what happened with Moro, they wanted to make sure their ships were fast enough to beat any enemy. And on both planets, right after everybody gets back, a ship arrives on each. Lord Slug steps off on Namek, but Lord Slug also steps off on Earth too somehow. The group on Namek gets communication from Earth. Slug is here. Well, he's here too on Namek. Granola mentions that Slug did split himself up before. This isn't too surprising. And Piccolo says this might be good. If he had to split himself up, either these two are both half of his power, or one's going to be weaker than the other. Either way, that's good. That means they should be able to defeat him, especially with the amount of people they have in their group. He might be individually the strongest in the universe right now, but since he's split up and has to fight all these people at once, they have a chance here. Slug grins as he steps off the ship, seeing Piccolo there. It looks like Granola and Hit somehow survived, meaning all their friends could prepare too, but it won't really matter. For centuries he searched for the Super Dragon Balls, and his journey is not going to end here. After everything he's done, everything he's sacrificed, and all the power he's gained, they're not going to stop him. He wonders what he should use Namek's Dragon Balls for, or Earth's for that matter. He could just immediately go kill their respective elders, but he'd rather use their wishes first. Maybe he can get immortality, although that immortality might be useless, especially compared to what the Super Dragon Balls can grant. If he ever did become immortal, he wants it to be so powerful that he can't even be sealed away with it. Plain old Dragon Ball immortality is useless. But maybe he doesn't even really need that. With the amount of power that he has, he's basically immortal already. On both planets, the two slugs simultaneously power up, with Piccolo flabbergasted to see his strength. He turns orange, but he also has some of the aura of Ultra Instinct around him. Slug cracks his neck, ready for another fight. It should be fun to utilize all their abilities against them. And this is where we'll leave off for now. What'd you guys think about this part? What's gonna happen next time? Also, I'll say this right now, I don't know how long this arc will be, but it might be up to 2 more episodes. So be prepared for a very long and very insane arc. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.